Hello and welcome to a new project where I'm going to try and capture all of the 14ers in Colorado on film. In addition to videoing, I'm also going to be capturing a lot of it with my little 35mm point and shoot and getting some photographs from every peak on medium format, for now at least, with my Mamiya C3. Now we are at Quandary Peak. This is number one of 50 something, and I'm joined by my esteemed cousin Bryce, and I hope you enjoy coming along with us. So far, it's just been hard-packed snow, and the peaks are just now starting to hove into view around Quandary. Starting to post a whole bit, but it's been absolutely beautiful. I'll see you in a bit. We missed the trail by a mile. Got to go back up the road. It's several minutes later now, and I found a couple of shortcuts to get over to the right trail, but literally above the knee post holding. I don't have snowshoes with me, so we get to add about 2 miles in total because of my little mess up. Pretty demoralizing, but I'll catch up with you once we're back on the trail. Now that we're basically back at the start, literally 0.25 miles that way is our car, is the beginning of Quandary Peak Trail. We're 3 miles to the summit, Bryce, which is basically what we've already done. So here we go. This looks a little bit less easy. I thought it was recording, but apparently not. Trees are starting to thin out. We're about 11,350 feet. And man, I'm winded. It's hard being here. Look at that. But I was at sea level 3 days ago, so I'm feeling it.
If we were better prepared, this would have gone a lot more smoothly. This was effectively an impulsive climb for us. I did not bring any of my mountaineering gear from Oklahoma. Didn't have my crampons, didn't have my snowshoes, didn't have like walking sticks or really much of anything. So that's part of why I'm going to be complaining so much in this video, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize for that now. Bryce was really a trooper though. I appreciated it.
Things are getting real pretty now. We're about to pop up onto the bottom part of the ridge pretty soon. There's another hiker up there. Kind of wish I had some snowshoes, or at least some crampons. This is getting pretty intense. We're at 11,800. We're approaching tree line. We're both kind of suffering, but I mean, it's just incredible out here. I also have absolutely no traction. I need some crampons or something real bad. I'm through the roll in this. I put some Provia 100 in there, and we have reached 12,000 feet. This is our first little summit of the lower portion of the ridge, and just a little under 2,200 feet to go. Just kill me now. The battery died in my not disposable, but my little 35mm camera loading that next roll, which is not ideal. We're really struggling, I'm not gonna lie. Only made it a couple hundred feet, but We now have a view of some more distant Rockies over there. Still better to be here than a whole lot of other places. There's where we're going. We'll see you in a bit. Man, that C-130 is not far above us, as Bryce was just saying. That's pretty sick. We stopped again. It's getting pretty intense. I'm hoping we'll be able to make it, but it's still beautiful. We're now higher than the summit of Breckenridge and higher than the summit of a lot of mountains in Colorado. How do you feel about that?
Feel accomplished.
It's good.
I feel like I need to be in the gym more often.
Me too. All right, Bryce, you just crossed 13,000 feet.
Everything.
Man. So I have a long way to go. But we're back down to hard pack, which is fantastic. A lot of my energy got sucked up squabbling for traction. Doing a lot better up here. But starting to feel the altitude. We're past 13,000 feet. The peak is temporarily out of view, but it'll be back soon. We're getting our ass kicked, not gonna lie. It's really something. But we have a couple of treats. Excuse me. We have a couple of treats for the top. I think I'll make it worth it. We have, give or take, about 1,100 more feet to climb. We've already climbed 2,500-ish, including our wrong turns, so we're getting close. We'll be there soon. We've made it to our second ridge. And look at this bowl right here. Wow. What an incredible place. So here's our path. Apparently straight up a damn mountain. But this has recently come into view. A beautiful cliff face.
We really couldn't have asked for a better day for this, but this is a very different type of video for me. It's a bit of a departure from what I have done, so let me know what you want to see in videos like this, and I will try to incorporate it into what'll hopefully be a new series. Thanks.
Oh man, we're at 13,600 feet.
Yeah.
Walking up this ridge. It's a little sketchy, very windy, kind of slick, but we're getting a sneak peek at what's to come, and I'm excited. We're going to get some beautiful photographs, and look at that. My God. Not gonna lie, we're kind of cooked. We're at 13.8 something. About 5.5 miles in, thanks to our wrong turn. Climbed about 3,500 feet so far. Look at those flats. It's one of my favorite parts of Colorado to drive through. But as we get further into or as our view starts to show the other side of the Rockies, it's gonna get even prettier. Front range is pretty, but you know. It's even Pikes Peak starting to come into view way over there behind that mountain in the middle. But yeah, we're kind of cooked. We're out of food, but we'll see what happens. We're almost there. Mountain goats! There's a whole bunch of them down there. That's so cool. I think I've never seen them in real life before. That's awesome. You should see this view though. So beautiful. There's that much more. It just feels insurmountable right now. And then we just basically walked up a cliff. It's awful. And that's the road where we started. Right on there. So, I'm starved. We're about 14,200 feet. There is the summit. I almost gave up, not gonna lie. But I would have kicked myself until the next time I came to Colorado and tried again. But, oh, I figured these final few hundred feet, I'd just go ahead and record. You can see how time consuming this is. We're 4 hours in, over actually, but so you can also see the beautiful reveal of the summit. So close now. Yeah. My mustache has been frozen for like an hour. It's really doing something. My face hurts. But have a look at this. Here's the top of Quandary Peak. I burned through a lot of film real fast. Got some slide film and some Portra 160. We'll see on the flip side. And you can't have a summit without a summit beer, which I probably won't get off with my gloves. How you feeling?
Well, cheers.
Better now? We made it.
So much better now.
Just finally.
It wasn't even that hard. It was pretty easy. Never thought about quitting.
Nah. I'm actually kind of happy to be up here in later day sun. It's gorgeous. That wind is brutal though. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the way down. Making our way is the only way we know how. Almost back to the 12,000 foot marker, which is that little basin looking thing. Can't see the peak anymore. And this snow is insanely sketchy. 1 minute you're on top sliding, and the next minute you're post holding knee deep. Not loving that. But I mean, there's like footprints all over this little shoulder, so it seems like the trail's pretty loose in the winter at least. So anyway, sun's about to go behind those mountains. Still drop dead beautiful, as Colorado is. And I think it's probably my last update until we hit the trees. Alright, we got some sketchy stuff going on. Oh. We're about to have to go down this really steep, slick hill. And you can see just how deep we can fall into this snow. Oh, that was... both my legs. Ow. Alright, I need to get myself out of here. Made it to the bottom. Woo. There it is. Now we just need to follow this road for a 1/4 mile to arrive at a gate. And then on the left will be our car. Thank God. Anyway, I will see you when I'm not on this mountain. Welcome to Not on This Mountain. We're back home in Oklahoma City, and I want to give you a brief tour of our route on Strava and also go through the photographs. I already got the film back, which I'm really happy about,
and let's get started. The route was not the best. You can see pretty much immediately us taking the completely wrong road, climbing up to about 11,100, maybe 200 feet, and going right back down to almost the very beginning again, and starting on the correct trail. From here, our pace really started to slow, and you can see the trail on this pretty well because there wasn't any snow. However, we ended up taking what turns out to be the old route, which is straight up the spine, all the way to the top of the mountain, which when you're just going straight up is not ideal. We got our photographs, had our summit beer, and then started to head back down. By this point, the sun was starting to set. It was getting a little bit lower. Man, this thing is glitchy. But we made our way back. All was smooth and uneventful, and we were both definitely plenty sore for a little while, or a couple days after the fact. So that was the route, and let's go ahead and get into the photographs. Let's start at the beginning of the hike. We found another hiker who took some pictures of us on my 35mm camera right at the trailhead, and on the top right you can see the peak of Quandary poking up over the trees. I was driving the Land Cruiser because the original purpose of my trip was to drop off my Saab in Boulder to get some work done at EOS. And basically I had a couple days to kill, and this is how my project started. So not only somewhat accidentally, but also completely unprepared, and by starting with an immediate wrong turn. Nonetheless, the photographs from the peak were great. I'll show you the one with Bryce at the peak first. It was truly an honor for me to be able to share his first 14er with him. And Quandary is a great one to start with. Even though it's not particularly technical, it's definitely difficult, and it was a bit humbling for both of us, seeing just how out of shape we were. Some of the other ones from the peak I did like. Let's see, I'll just go through all of those. I only had 6 because I was cold. However, that one I think is really pretty, but the final one that I'm going to show you is also the one that I am going to use as the official Quandary Peak photo for my project. You know, I've done plenty of car photography, and I'm trying to do more nature photography and all that. But I've had this dream for probably about 2 years now that I've just put off starting, of photographing the peak, or the view from the peak of every 14er, all 58 of them in Colorado, and compiling it into a book, like a coffee table book kind of thing, with stories of each climb and some photographs on the way up and down, as well as one, you know, sort of full page picture of each peak. I just think it'd be a great thing to have under my belt, as it were, and it would be my way of contributing to the history of art. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing these pictures and watching the climb. I particularly like this one that Bryce got of me. There were a couple, and yeah, I will see you for the next one.